Do people still even juice anymore? I'm like the last Mohican of the juicers. So a bit of a background about me when it comes to doing any period of detoxing, fasting, cleansing. I've been doing juice cleanses, water fasts, all of those things for well over 10 years. I grew up in an environment where my parents encouraged us to juice as a part of our diet, and so it's something that's really become a passion of mine, and a lot of friends of mine and people even online who have questions, I'm always kind of like their go-to resource about it. So I figured I'd make a video about what you can do to make juicing and fasting and detoxing, all of that stuff, a part of your everyday life, to help you, because I didn't cover every single thing in this video. I created a little checklist for you so that you'll be able to really hone in. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below. Have you ever tried any type of detoxing, juicing, fasting, whatever it is? And what are some of your questions that you have? I will be in the comments answering all of them. So just for you to know, our bodies do naturally detox without any aid, without any type of period of detoxing, and I think that's one of the biggest things that critics have of this, is our bodies naturally do it. Our liver cleans us out, our skin, so many of our organs work to actually purify us from the toxins that we encounter every single day. But as advances in our civilization and technology and just food and all of the things that are found in it and our exposure to different things, our bodies can come oversaturated with those toxins. And so that's why I personally like to have a period, probably a couple times a year, where I'm actually juicing, cleansing, and detoxing and aiding my body in what it's naturally doing. And the reason I often choose to do more of a juice focused detox, primarily green juices, not so much fruit juices, is because plants have powerful antioxidant properties, and these properties really aid our body in giving it the nutrients that it needs. And so when you juice, which is very different from actually blending up smoothies, the juices go straight into your bloodstream without hitting your digestive tract, allowing your body to absorb the nutrients a lot faster. I know a lot of times when we get really excited about something, we want to jump in, head first and start these really long periods of fasting and juicing. And I would say, because I've been there and I know how it feels to jump in head first and fail, I would start out with maybe a day or 3 days. When I first started juicing over 10 years ago, I started with a simple 3-day juice cleanse, and then I built up to 7 days and then 2 weeks and so forth and so on. And so I definitely want to encourage you to start small. Even if you just start 1 day a week of just fasting from food and just doing strictly green juices, it will be tremendously beneficial to your health. And then on top of starting small, I want you to really take your time leading into any period of fasting or detoxification where you're refraining from food. What I mean by that is start an elimination diet. Start to remove things that are really tough for your body to digest. So processed foods, a lot of food that comes in jars and boxes and cans, start to slowly eliminate some of those foods. Also meats and dairies, those are really hard on your body too and hard to digest. So start to really focus on eating primarily fruits and vegetables, at least at minimum the week prior to when you want to begin juicing or detoxing. Sort of like a fast mimicking protocol where you have long periods of not eating followed by a shorter window of eating. For example, you wouldn't eat for 16 hours. This also includes your rest. And then you have a period of about 8 hours where you allow yourself to eat the calories that you would have normally eaten over 12 or 15 hours. And this is really, really helpful to get your body used to like a rhythm of a prolonged period where you're not eating, especially if you're someone that is a little hesitant about going on a full-blown fast for a few days or so. This will help you kind of ease into that. And actually, I have a video coming up that will help you when it comes to intermittent fasting, so stay tuned for that. particularly green juice recipes, and start to incorporate them into your everyday life. Something that I noticed that I was doing when I initially started fasting was just during that period of fasting, I would really just have juices, and then my juicer would literally collect cobwebs throughout the year. And so what I started to do was incorporate green juices more into my everyday life, so juicing more and making myself very familiar with green juice recipes. Because when I actually did fast, my arsenal was really built up. I knew what I wanted to make. It was very simple and it was very easy to do because I was used to the taste of those green juices. And so what I want to encourage you to do before you start, and even now, and if you're thinking about it maybe a month from now or 2 months from now or during the summer, whenever it is that you're thinking about juicing, start to incorporate those green juice recipes into your everyday life. Maybe replacing breakfast with a really nice cucumber, celery, lemon, ginger, green apple juice. You know, whatever it is, I want you to start to do it now. And even in the worksheet that I created for you, there's some points in there where you can actually check off during the pre-period what you're doing to actually get ready for what you have coming up as far as a period of detoxing and juicing. And I also include one of my favorite resources and my favorite tried and true books when it comes to fasting and detoxification. What I mean by this is the salt baths, the coffee enemas or regular enemas, colonics, like all of these things while you're fasting will aid your body in feeling better as you're experiencing those detoxifying symptoms like headaches, the weird metallic-y taste on your tongue. You might develop like a film on your skin. You might have pimples on your face. All of these things are signs that your body is actually working to move and push toxins out of it. And so what I like to do in order to help myself during this time is to do those actions, like I'll do a coffee enema daily, or I will take a salt bath just to draw some of those toxins out. All of those things help me to alleviate some of those symptoms and to move and push out toxins even faster. I know for me, as I am cleansing my body, my spirit is always being cleansed as well. And I find that when I eliminate food for a period of time, I just feel more vulnerable, and I'm always seeking a deeper connection with God daily, but especially when I don't have food, I even more rely on the strength of God to get through it. So I connect deeper to my faith, and I realize that a lot of things that I'm dealing with personally and emotionally will often come up when I'm fasting. And so having that period of time where I'm doing a devotional every day and just really honing in on prayers, or really asking God, like, hey, what is it that you want me to see in this season or during this time period? What do I need to remove from my life? What do I need to add to my life? I get quieter as you fast. You become an observer, and you can really start to see things about your spirit or your personality that really need to be changed or adapted, and things that God is really trying to work out within your faith during periods of fasting. And it's really a beautiful thing. You know, I cry a little bit more, I'm a little bit more vulnerable, but it's really good afterwards because I feel like I've overcome and gotten to a deeper and closer relationship with the Lord. So I know this video is just a simple, quick rundown of some tips that I've used when it comes to detoxing and fasting, and I want you definitely to check out more resources. There's so many things online and so many books. The worksheet that I created for you with the checklist, it's really going to help you to just get an idea of what you can do and where to start, along with one of my favorite green juice recipes and my favorite spiritual guide during this time are also included in the worksheet. So make sure you check that out and leave me a comment below. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Share it with a friend that you know is looking to cleanse. I know one of my favorite things that I do is have a couple of my close friends who are looking to detox. We'll all do it together, and so it just makes it very, very encouraging. It's like we're a community of fasters, and we're trying to get healthy in our mind, body, and spirit. So I will see you on the next video. Mwah.